In sports, if you want to be the best, there are no off days.
Welcome into the No Off Days podcast. I'm Scott Smith. We got Chris Cato over here to my left. BK is in the booth. We'll bring him in momentarily. And a lot of big events that kind of have brought us together here nationally. You know, we had the Olympics, and then we had the Florida Games.
The Florida
Man Games.
Yes.
Yeah, you're fresh off that. You
I don't
just
smell
spent the whole weekend.
I don't smell fresh, though. This is the shirt I wore to the games.
Did you?
I haven't
Okay.
washed it yet.
I know last year you got an opportunity to ride the mechanical gator.
Yeah.
And you didn't do it this time.
I didn't do it this year because you'll
Chickened
recall,
out.
well, we had a go-kart race last week, and I cracked some ribs, so I didn't get on there.
Yeah.
But
You
my
hit that wall
colleague
hard.
Haley Hines rode the gator this year.
Nice. Did you at least get in the big blow-up ball with a jug of beer? Isn't
No,
that one of their...
this year they didn't do that event. That would have killed me also. I tell you what, the craziest part was I will say that the actual games this year were a little lame.
Okay.
I won't get into a lot of that, but
right.
there was some bull whipping going on, and the guys were bad with the whip, which should have been entertaining, but it wasn't. But the real spectacle was the people, man. I think the creator of these games, he doesn't realize what he has created because it's not a great spectator sport. They held this at the Freedom Factory, which is a racetrack in Bradenton.
Yeah,
so
Cletus McFarland.
Yeah, Cletus was
That's our
there.
guy.
Cletus was there. His team won. His team won the
beautiful.
Florida
Did
Man
he
Games.
compete?
He did compete.
Oh, man.
He was pretty good in the naked rampage, but the thing is that it's not a great spectator sport because the fans are so far away from these little activities that are going on. But they're there to see each other, the fan. That's what I learned just walking around. They want to see what so-and-so, what their mullet looks like. What are you wearing? What kind of
Who are you wearing?
Yeah, who are you wearing? Yeah, you're wearing a public set of overalls. Like that was why people were there. It was a beautiful blending of the thing that makes this state such a wonderful, wacky place to live in.
That is awesome. Well, we'll have to check it out one day. I'll head on down. It was Bradenton, right? So.
Yeah. Well, they move it around every year. Maybe
okay. Well, the Freedom Factory is amazing. You know, old Cletus does. He does, races there.
Yeah.
And he'll race like let's bring BK in. He did. What did he do recently? I feel like he races old police vehicles. So you have
old Crown Vics,
some Crown Vic race,
and he's had like Toyota Corollas, but it's like 150 of them out there.
Yeah.
And you just run them it's pretty cool. Big draws well.
We
Tony
need
Stewart
to
was
get
out there.
Cletus McFarland on the on the podcast. We're gonna make that happen.
Yeah.
We may make that happen.
You
very
interviewed
soon.
him at Daytona.
Yeah. So he invited us down, and he wants people to come out and enjoy what he's putting on there. He's turned this old track into like this haven for motorheads out there. They come on out, and it's some good old-fashioned racing. He brings out, like, there's actual NASCAR guys that come out, and they'll race at his track, so it's fun. So very cool. Florida Man Games. BK, do you have any interest in any of those?
I have no interest.
No,
I'll tell you what was
I
great.
don't understand the bullwhip tie-in. Is that a big thing?
They had a ring wearing each. The competitor was wearing a belt that had beer cans attached to the belt, and so your opponent had to whip the cans off of your belt.
That takes some training, I think. Yeah.
And so a lot of people took shots to the groin, which was kind of funny. Tell you what, if you want good video, just watch their last event was the evading arrest obstacle course, where they brought out the actual Manatee County Sheriff's Office SWAT team, and these guys were like so stoked to get to tackle people.
Oh, man.
Like that was entertaining.
Did they have any type of padding on?
No,
people that were
they were just destroying guys.
I can imagine.
And these guys that were competing had been there since 11 a.m. drinking all day, so they weren't feeling any of it anyway.
That's wild.
It was painful.
BK, what do we have on today's big shoe?
Ooh, a good show. We got Ronde Barber. He's the general chair for the Valspar tournament that's coming up. Talk to him. He's the one that's responsible for making that like a fan-first tournament, and that's what it is exactly. It's just a fan-first. You go out there, and it's just all fan-friendly and everything.
Yeah,
we'll talk to him.
He's going to be out there too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, he's got the Gruden Den at the turn.
Wow.
You come out and watch him do his little barstool thing live. He's going to have a ton of like famous people out there. Ronde will get into it later.
That'll be
I don't wanna
fun.
spoil it, but it's pretty cool.
And then this next guest it's going to be one I think we're going to sit there years from now and go, holy cow, how did we had him on our podcast before? Yeah. Blades Brown, up-and-coming golfer. This guy's
right.
He has broken a 100-year-old record held by Bobby Jones. Went toe-to-toe with Scotty Scheffler not too long ago. Shot a 60 on a PGA Tour event. Come on. So we'll talk to him.
He was eyeing, like a 6-foot putt for a 59.
Yeah.
And yeah, he said he was shaken. So
he's got an exemption for the Valspar, so he'll be there.
Okay.
Great name, Blades Brown.
Isn't it though?
Yeah.
His mother played in the WNBA.
Really?
Did you know that? Yeah.
No.
Ronde Blades Brown. Yeah. All right, BK, and at the end of the program.
End of the show, we're going to play the percentages. A little fun game with that with the whiteboards and everything.
Okay.
All right.
I saw that the whiteboards had been tucked away back here, so whenever those come out, I know I'm losing to Chris. I just know that's how it usually goes.
It's a tradition as old as time.
All right, BK, I might bring you back in because I know you love the Olympics in a little bit, but just stand by.
I'll be standing by.
Don't venture off. Don't go to the break room.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Very good. Thanks, BK. If you're listening and you want to watch, go to fox13news.com/nodpod. If you're watching and you want to listen or subscribe, you can take your phone and zap that QR code. Head to our show page. Feel free to leave a comment on our YouTube channel and give us a 5-star on iTunes. Please subscribe. fox13news.com/nodpod. All right. So I'm sure you watched the men's hockey final for the gold medal game.
Yeah.
All right. Among the things that you've seen on an Olympic scale, where does that rank?
Recency bias. That was the most fun. I was trying to think of what other Olympic event have I watched. I know some of Michael Phelps' domination was fun to watch. Yeah. I remember a long time ago when we were not very good at diving in the summer games, and Greg Louganis came along. We've had gymnastics, women's gymnastics. We've had some exciting moments, but I can't think of another time where we needed a win, Scott. We needed a win so bad, and we got it.
And it's so tied to the most amazing moment in U.S. Olympic history, and that would be the Miracle on Ice, and the irony that it took place on 46 years to the day, and I don't know. It was just kind of magical, I thought, and I thought Canada. Honestly, I thought they were the better team. I mean, they were a tough squad, but man, U.S. just scrappy. Connor Hellebuck was standing on his head,
great.
And then Jack Hughes. He took a stick to the mouth, Chris. I mean, we saw a lot of things in the Olympics that were like gnarly, but that was one of them, man. And the fact that he comes back and then delivers the game winner in overtime was clutch.
But that photo of him with the American flag draped over at the end, the gold medal and the teeth missing, that needs to be our American symbol.
On a coin.
It needs to be on a coin.
Well, we don't have coins anymore. We're getting rid of those, but like a dollar bill.
Yeah.
On a Bitcoin, exactly. Now, do you think that kind of stirs up some patriotism? I feel like we need that. As a country, we need things like that to gather around.
I'm always amazed, and I don't know why, because it happens from time to time, but when we are so divided, a moment like that, sports has that. That's the magic of sports, is it helps us forget a lot of these things that people disagree on and things that can push us further apart, and everyone in that moment is so proud. And if you listen to the team members, the USA hockey
Jack Hughes was
post game,
awesome.
That just gives you chills to hear this great athlete, this young man, say, "We wanted to win for our country." Like that's what it's all about right there.
I mean, that I think, like, when you cover the NHL and you see a lot of these guys that get to play for their home, I think for some of those guys, it's bigger than even playing for a Stanley Cup. The opportunity to play for your home country and just the national pride that they have. And I just always wonder, like, do the U.S. players have that same zeal, that same level of just patriotism? And I think we saw that they did, and that's pretty special. It's cool, and it's awesome that both the men and the women getting it done first time ever in the same Olympics that they have gotten it done. But I thought it was awesome, and I'm glad it went down like that. Even though condolences to John Cooper and our local guys, Brandon Hagel, but like
we didn't mind seeing Coach Coop lose that one in overtime.
I mean, they've been winning a lot, okay? Yeah. Let's just give the U.S. that one, and how about you hold another something silver at the end of the year,
exactly.
The silver chalice.
Yeah, real quick, you mentioned Hellebuck, the goalie. He is the goalie for Winnipeg, right? So what kind of reception do you think he gets when he goes back to Canada? Do you applaud him when he comes out on the ice?
A lot of those guys, right? Like Austin Matthews is another one of those guys. He's from Arizona, but he plays for the Maple Leafs. And so, it's a weird dynamic. Yeah. And we had a bunch of Olympians here with Tampa Bay, and they're all playing against Team USA. Only Jake Gensel was the only guy.
The only American.
That's why we love Jake a little bit more than everybody else, I think. So, hey, horrible news, though, about Lindsey Vonn. Did you see this? That she nearly had her leg have to be amputated following that horrific accident that happened a couple of weeks ago there when she was doing the downhill. I had no idea that it was that bad, but she revealed this not that long ago, but it was like compartment syndrome, and I guess the doctor stepped up and was able to basically save her leg. And I mean, she has been through so much. And then it was revealed that her right ankle also was broken in that accident. So it's it's just a horrific end. But she's gutty, and you know, the fact that she was able to even get as far as she did on all the surgeries and you know, the knee replacement that she was on already.
Did you see her dog died the same week?
Did it really?
Yeah, she had posted Instagram this dog that I think was 13 or 14 years old. I mean, but it does make more sense now with, you know, I some people said, wow, it seems extreme to helicopter her off the mountain. Isn't there a, you know, is that really necessary? But if you hear that she could have lost her leg, then you understand why they do that.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Did you, is there any sport, I'll answer first. There was a sport that I didn't think I would get into, and I got into it, and that is curling. Yeah, because it looks so silly, but it was. I started to kind of get some of the concepts. I still don't. I couldn't explain it to you. I could not explain how it works, but I kind of got into it, and like once you learn what the rules are, then you get a greater appreciation of like how skilled these people are. And I love how they float so close to the
right up to that green line, right?
Yeah. And then the broomers and
if
the
you're the
yelling
Canadian guy, you go a little over the green line.
Yeah, I found myself getting into curling a little bit.
Yeah, you know, I'll be honest, outside of the hockey and a bit of the skiing, I didn't watch much. But I could understand the appeal of curling because I feel like, and no disrespect to all you curlers out there, feel like
sounds
that
like a disrespectful comment.
No, I'm just saying we all, I think, fantasize about if there was an Olympic sport, which one could I train for, given my level of athleticism. We know I'm athletically challenged. But I feel like I am decent at the sports like the
sweeping?
Shuffleboard. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. So is there some of that translates? I feel like maybe curling might be my one way to get into the Olympics.
Yeah,
sometime.
I don't know all the positions, but if you were a broomer, and I don't know if that's what it's called, but I would think that I could see you potentially doing that. You'd have to have a good kind of you'd have to go slide sideways, you know, and so that requires
I can
some
do that.
fluidity
I've got good lateral
in the hips.
movement. Yeah.
How fast are those feet of yours? I mean, I've seen you on the dance floor. And
no.
it's kind of
maybe I shouldn't do that. I want to be the guy that slides the rock, though. I think I could be good at that.
I got to do a story on that years ago, and got to do it. And it was actually pretty fun. Like, the only thing that was real kind of challenging at first was, like, as you push off and slide, you have, like, these special kind of slide insoles that go on the bottom of your sneakers. At least we did. I'm sure they have special shoes. And it allows you to slide on your feet. And the only problem was, like, keeping balance, right? But you let go of that stone, and it just it's like being on a big shuffleboard. Yeah, exactly.
I feel like the shoes in curling though should have little curled toes.
They
I just feel like that would be
they should be wooden too, and then they clog. Of the sporting. Let's bring BK in for this because we did discuss this not too long ago. If there was an Olympic event that we could compete in, and I thought bobsled. Like, I think I could do bobsled.
There's no way you could do bob. Anybody could do it. Could you do it at an
That's
Olympic?
what I said.
Well, I mean, I could slide down a sheet of ice on my tail end here, and it'd be.
That's called skeleton.
Listen, just hear me out, okay? So I know I watched Jason Kelsey. He trained with the bobsled team, and it was hard for him, and he's obviously a former athlete, and so he's got me there, but. I kind of learned some of the positions a little bit, and I do have a respect for it. It's very, I mean, I think, number one, like, you have to have nerves of steel because you're going so fast, and you can't really even think. So I think the first guy is the steer guy. I think he's the one that steers, and the last guy in has to be the fastest because he's the one that's, like, the last one to hop on. So you're pushing. You have to have, like, a good push and all that. So I'm thinking I'm number 2. Like, I'm the second guy in. I'm a big 2. I'm a deuce. That's what you're calling me.
Guy number
I'm in the
one.
deuce position.
Guy number 1, according to director Sean O'Neill, is the pilot. Guy number 4 is the brake man.
I never see them break.
I want to know, in the 4-man bobsled, what is 2 and 3? What are they doing? Are they just pushers?
That thing, they're
Okay, I can push. I almost exclusively push the shopping cart when we go shopping at the grocery store.
Okay.
I'm the guy.
That's because you're a control freak.
I'm the one mowing the lawn, okay? And it's not a ride along. It's a push, okay?
But to push is one thing. To jump over, to get in there, I'd be cramping up somewhere. I'd pull something. I'd be down. I said, guys, I'm cramping.
Stop it.
Stop it. Break, man. Hit it.
The jumping into the thing would be what gets me.
Yeah.
Don't you need one of the, maybe all of them, have to have these massive quads and hindquarters to generate the.
I think Herschel did it one year.
Yeah, Herschel did it one year. You want that guy, or all of them, I guess, to.
Yeah.
You have to generate as much power as possible.
It would be absolutely a blast to do, I think. But gosh, there's no way you could be an Olympic level.
No.
Yeah, if I could trust the person in front of me that they're like an Olympic level pilot.
Yeah.
And then the guy at the end is like an Olympic level brakeman. Then I think you can get a normie like me to kind of squeeze into the sandwich.
But I think those guys are called the pushers. I think that's where you need your strongest guys. You would have to be. Can you do that? Can you push?
Do it. I just laid out my case for pushing.
Okay.
I will say this. I looked at the list of events that the U.S. did not medal in, and I think biathlon. I think we have to make some improvements as a country.
That's tough.
We got to get out there and do a little cross-country skiing and some shooting.
Well, we do
need
a lot
to
of
give
shooting.
some of our better athletes.
Better marksmen, yeah.
Yeah, we give too many of our better athletes to baseball, basketball, and football. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to see Norway beating us again.
That's true. Some of these countries, maybe Norway is this way with the Winter Games. That's all their young people do is that's your sport, and you're not going to go be cross-trained in basketball or something else. Like, you're just going to we know China does that, right, with its gymnasts and everything.
Yeah. Okay. All right. BK, if there's a sport that you would compete in the Olympics?
I would like to do the luge. What's it? Sean, is it skeleton?
That looks terrifying.
Skeleton.
Skeleton is the one where I think you're face first, right?
And you're like an inch
that's
off
like 1,000 times harder.
That looks awful.
Than bobsled.
But that's
And you're face first.
And you're an inch off the ice.
But if I'm going fast, I want to get the credit for it. I don't want.
You don't want to share that.
Yeah, you're a good guy, but it's that number 2 and number 3 guys that's making you fast.
You don't want your pusher getting all the credit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at BK go and straight into that tree, but he did it all on.
I just want to see BK getting a full body spandex. That's
wow.
what I want.
Oh man.
Nice.
With your little head popping out. The speed skater or something.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll catch up with you later.
Hey,
thanks, BK. I can't believe you said I wouldn't go with bobsled. All right. So we got the scouting combine coming up this week, and this
bobsled?
Is the scouting.
For NFL.
Yes, for
got
the
it.
NFL.
Okay.
All right. Fernando Mendoza, he's going to throw in his pro day. He's not going to. Do you think this hurts him at all? I mean, I know that we're all just like shooing. Okay. Your guy Ty Simpson's not going to be able to make some headway here, or somebody else from the quarterbacks.
I think Ty could, but I think a pro day could benefit Ty more than anyone, more than any of the. If he could get out there and make the right throws, I don't think Mendoza needs it. We've seen other guys that were drafted 1 overall in recent years that haven't thrown, and it hasn't hurt them at all. We know how important the meetings, the team meeting aspect of this is with the GM, with the coaches, with the ownership, where you're drawing up plays and you're dissecting defenses. But I think Ty needs a really good pro day if he's going to be that number 2 quarterback taken off the board.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the intrigue for the combine is really. Like, after you get to, like, 40-yard dash times and maybe, like, bench press, like, maybe some of those measurables, I think the general interest kind of falls off a little bit. And I don't really know how much of a crossover there is. I think there's always guys that, like, are surprising and maybe they can improve their draft stock. But, I mean, we see it year after year. Like, the combine numbers don't equate to, necessarily a better football player. But, yeah, we still do it, and we'll still watch 75 hours of it.
The underwear Olympics.
No doubt. I did notice, though, Troy Vincent, who is with the NFL, he's the executive vice president of football operations. He did mention that they are considering, or they at least had an idea of floated of changing some of their challenge flag rules. And I thought this was interesting. So, like, flags that are not thrown, like or a penalty that is not called on the field for, like, let's say after the fact, two players are getting a scuffle and one guy punches him, and no penalty gets called, that the coach on the sideline could then throw the flag and challenge it, and they would go back and review that, and if they see that happened, then you could then levy the appropriate punishment, and in that case maybe it's an ejection or something like that. It does. I'm in with the camp of get the calls right, and if you need to review it, then that's fine. The only problem with this is that I worry that this is like Pandora's box. Like, you're going to open it up to all the flags that were not called on a particular play, and I think that most plays there's probably something that is against the rules, like whether it's a hold or a face mask gets touched, or and so that would just slow the game down. But do you come out on the other side? Do you feel like that would be a good thing? Maybe if you made parameters?
No, is this born of in the Super Bowl you had the play where the Josh Jobe for the Seahawks grabbed a Patriots
Stephon Diggs,
face mask, and then it was the guy that actually caused the problem wasn't the one who was penalized.
Correct.
I do worry, though, like you said, you could call holding on almost every play.
I think you'd have to rule that out.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to say, like, it would have to be some type of egregious, and I don't know how you'd classify that, but I would be in favor of that. I think
you would?
I think so. I think I would, and it wouldn't be that hard to review it. I think it would be pretty conclusive. I don't think it's pretty objective. Like, if in that situation you would see what happened,
and Jobe would have been penalized. Yeah, I could see, and you definitely want to get some of that out of the game. So if you kept it to what do we call that? Excessive post-play violence, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, unsportsmanlike
I could see that.
Yeah, I think that would be interesting. Okay, very good. Hey, coming up on the aside, a guy that they didn't. I don't think they even reviewed many plays, if any at all, when he played. That would be one Ronde Barber. He is our guest next on the No Off Days podcast. We're talking a little golf. We're talking a little football. That is straight ahead. All right. Welcome back to the No Off Days podcast. Chris, we are about a month out from the Valspar Championship, the PGA Tour stop at the early part of this golf season. And, of course, Innisbrook, everything's all set. It's ready to go. And it is such a fan-engaging opportunity for folks to come out in the area that love golf and that want to enjoy some wonderful weather to come out. It's coming up March 19th. It's round 1 from Innisbrook on that Copperhead course. We got a chance to play
beautiful,
this week. And let me tell you, it's challenging. But then again, any Muni course will be challenging for yours truly. So, but not so challenging for my playing partner in this media round. That was when Ronde Barber had a chance to catch up with the general chair of Copperhead Charities, and he is looking forward to hosting another fantastic Valspar this year. Hey, how's it going as we approach another year of this with all the guys that are coming back? You got Brooks Cap back in the field's shaping up, a lot of fun fan engagement areas around the course we got to see out there today. Just how excited are you to get this one going?
Very. I mean, getting to this point in the calendar year is always the hard part, making sure the build's right, we've made the right decisions about how we're going to engage our fans, how we're going to set up our hospitality, but that's been pretty streamlined this year. We've had no problems. Obviously, the course looks great. We saw it today. But this is the nervy time. We're always like, we got 3 weeks away. We don't want any significant withdrawals. We want more commitments. We still are probably 5% short of our budget, but we have 3 weeks to get those sales done, which we've done year over year. So I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty confident that we're going to have a great week.
You got name ID on the course and then off the course as well. John Gruden back with you. We passed through the Gruden Den area. Yeah. What is on his request list? Does he have? Are there certain things that he's requiring, food, drink-wise?
That's a good question. I'm sure some Anheuser-Busch products will be consumed by John. All I want John to do is show up and be John. John is he's turned into a superstar. Not that he wasn't already, but his Barstool Gruden stick, if you will, is hugely popular. And for him to want to be part of what we're doing is pretty awesome. And we didn't have to beg him. He came willingly, and I think he's going to enjoy being out there engaging with fans. And we got him sequestered enough where he can get away from it at times. But the area itself, the turn area between 9 Green and 10T, is a fantastic venue. I'm surprised we haven't or why we haven't done this in the past, I don't know. But I think fans are really going to love being out there.
We got college hoops coming into town at the same time. How can you grab those fans that are also engaged in March Madness and whatnot to be able to come out here and spend out a day watching some great golf and taking part in all that you guys have to offer?
It's interesting that you asked that question, because the turn was really a decision by one of our board members, Paul Blaylock, who said we should set up like kind of an area, not a sports book, but like an area where people that want to watch college basketball can come watch college basketball at the tournament. So golfers are going to come. I mean, we think we know that. They come every year. If you have an appreciation for this sport, you're going to come watch the Valspar Championship. I think we put on a good show, and with the strength of our field, it brings people here. So we're not competing directly. I mean, we may be for sponsorship dollars, because some of those dollars move back and forth. But at the end of the day, we were able to fill it with some new sponsorship opportunities, and I think those people will be back next year. But you can do it all here, and I think that was Tracy's biggest decision. Find a way to engage those basketball fans if they want to come out to this golf tournament. I think we're going to accomplish that.
Yeah, it should be a fun weekend for sure. Can we talk a little football? Mike Evans, what's our inclination there? We know that he's going to look into free agency, right. And last time we heard the same thing, and he came back early. Yeah. What's your gut tell you?
On my show, the Ronde Barber show, I had an impassioned plea for Mike to come back, and then I had Baker on right before the Super Bowl, and my last question to him was like, all right, I need 3 bullet points for you to convince Mike to come back to Tampa. So look, he's a generational Buck, man. He's done so much for this city, for the franchise. I mean, he's irreplaceable, even at 32 years. How old is this Mike? I don't know how old he is, but he still feels like he has a lot left in the gas tank. And if he's considering leaving, I'm going to strangle him.
That's one tactic, That's one tactic. But you can relate a little bit. I mean, you had opportunities to go. Sure. You decided, we're going to stay here. When your legacy is already cemented in a place, you could have gone still be a legend here. Same thing goes for Mike. What was the thing that finally tipped the scale for you?
Yeah, so I finished the end of my career all on one-year deals. I think my last 3 years were all one-year contracts. But I had made up my mind well before that I was never going to leave Tampa. If they wanted me here, I was going to be here, and they always did. We made it work. I just have so much invested here, not only in terms of football, but just like emotionally with the area. My kids would call this place home. It's the only place they've ever lived, and I had no interest in playing for another team. Obviously, ownership, the Glazer family has been great to me over the years, and there was a mutual respect, and I think they wanted me, and I stayed here as long as I could.
All right, so 15th overall pick in the draft. If Ronde is making that selection, I mean, I know probably not individual names, but what are you thinking? Yeah, what's the most glaring?
I haven't looked at the draft to see who would be there. That's not on my short list right now with all this going on and running this tournament. But edge rusher. The good thing at 15, you can find value there. I mean, I think if you look at last year's draft, the value from like 10 down to 30 was about the same in terms of players. So we're in a good spot. I mean, would I rather that be the 32nd pick? Yeah, of course. But we'll find the right player there, and I would imagine it's some sort of stand-up linebacker.
They went out and got Zach Robinson here in the offseason to run the offense.
Yeah.
Have you had an opportunity to meet with him? What do you think of his offense? And I think a lot of people have connected like this Liam Cohen because they're best friends and they have the Rams history. But what are your thoughts?
I don't know much about him. I have met him through Raheem over the years. But diving into his offense, I know it's very Sean McVay-ish. A lot of illusions of complexity and movement, and really just finding matchups and trying to dictate what you're doing on offense to the defense. Make them change. And Sean's been a genius at that over the years. Liam, I think, was a genius at that in his 1 year with Baker. So I would expect similar results. The one thing I do know about him is he's a really good teacher, and the one thing that good football teams have are good teachers that can give you answers to the test before the test starts, and I expect that to show back up with this offense.
So you're my teacher, and you're saying slow it down.
Slow it down.
That's what you're saying. Okay, all right.
Big, strong guy who
we'll figure it out.
Goes too fast.
Not my sport. But then again, I don't have a sport, and you have multiple, so there you go. All right, Ronde Barber. Appreciate it, man. Always nice to catch up with Ronde. Coming up on the other side, one of the guys that's going to be competing in next month's Valspar Championship at the age of 18, Chris.
Wow.
What were you doing at 18?
Something not as impressive as this.
Not nearly as cool as that. Blades Brown is our guest next on the Ronde Barber. Welcome back to the No Off Days podcast. One of the exemptions to the Valspar this year is 18-year-old Blades Brown, Chris, and he recently just graduated from high school, and he said, "You know what? I could play anywhere. I want to play in college, but instead, I'm going to take my game to the PGA Tour." And he is ready to go. And everything was validated by his play in the American Express when he shot a course record 60. He was eyeing a putt from 6 feet out for a 59. Went toe to toe with Scotty Scheffler.
Wow!
So he is the next young phenom in the sport, and we got an opportunity to catch up with him this week.
Congratulations on the success that you've had at such a young age. To be able to have your name in the hat here at the Valspar Championship and join this field, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, the Valspar Championship has been a course and a tournament that I've watched ever since I was a little kid. And to be able to say that I'm competing and have a chance to win that golf tournament is pretty cool. Yeah.
The media got an opportunity to get out there today and play it a little bit. It's challenging. Have you played out here before? Are you familiar with the course?
Yeah, so I played in the Valspar Championship last year. I didn't play as well as I wanted to, and I quickly realized that golf course is hard. You definitely got to know where your golf ball is going if you're going to play that good on that golf course. But no, I've watched some YouTube videos and talked to a couple people. YouTube videos on Tiger when he was playing in that event. And so, yeah, it's going to be cool.
As you kind of come up in the sport and at such a young age still, I mean, who are the guys that you watch? You mentioned watching Tiger here at the Valspar, but who are the guys that you tried to model your game after when you were coming up?
Yeah, I would say one in particular is Jordan Spieth. Well, what's funny is, so I was watching a practice round of the 2018 Masters, and this would be, I would have been about 10 years old, right? And I'm standing on the 18th tee box, and all of a sudden, Jordan Spieth, Jason Duffner, and Zach Johnson walk up. They're playing a practice round, and Jordan hits the tee shot right down the middle, and he kind of stands over to the side, and I'm sitting right there, and he goes, "Hey man, what's your name?" And he started talking to me, and he's talking to me for like 4 or 5 minutes while everybody else was sitting on the tee. Nice. And it was so cool. And then I saw Jordan, which, by the way, that meant the world to me. That takes so little energy for him to do that, and to do that to me, like, I still remember it to this day. Right? He doesn't remember it at all. But actually, a funny thing is, I saw him at the Valspar Championship on the putting green last year, and I went up to him and I said, "Hey Jordan, I'm Blades. You're probably not going to remember who I am, but I was the little kid you talked to at the Masters." And he was like, "Dang, kid, you're making me feel old right now." And I was like, so it was a great experience. So I would say Jordan Spieth is definitely a guy that I look up to.
That's cool. Talk about surreal moments. But you had the opportunity, of course, to be a part of the head-to-head with Scotty Scheffler, #1 in the world, and you're eyeing a putt for 59. What was that experience like for you, and how surreal did it feel?
I mean, it felt like I was in a dream. I remember we were walking down, Brett and I, my caddy, we were walking down hole number, I think it was 12. And he looked at me and goes, "Blades, you realize what we're doing right now?" And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "We're playing in a final group with Scotty Scheffler, and you're 18 years old. How awesome is that?" And I said, "Shoot, let's try to win." And so I had to pinch myself a couple of times. But the next time I'm in that position, I'm gonna be more prepared, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
How much does that validate kind of your decision to go pro, to be able to find that success early?
Yeah, it gives me a ton of confidence. I know I didn't take the kind of stereotypical route that most juniors or amateurs take. And it was a gamble on myself. It definitely was not easy, but I had an awesome team and that believed in me and believed in what I could do. And yeah, it was a gamble on myself, but I'm really happy that I took that gamble, and I'm very happy to be in the position that I am right now.
Do you get a chance to live the normal life of an 18-year-old in any facet? I mean, or is it just you're jumping right into a career, man?
I mean, a little bit. So I graduated high school about a month ago, and I was still taking classes. I was still, having my teachers help me out with assignments. And whenever I'm back in Nashville, which is where I live, I still hang out with a lot of my high school friends. So I still feel like I'm a senior in high school, but I currently have a job playing professional golf. So it's a cool concept.
But you get to mix it up with guys that have been on the tour for a long time. I mean, is that part intimidating? Just the age gap, the wealth of experience that they have, and yet you obviously have the skills and ability to hang with them, obviously. But can that be intimidating?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really say it's intimidating. I would just say that it's just an opportunity. One cool saying I like to say is the golf ball doesn't care how old you are. And it doesn't know whether you're 18, you're 8 years old, or you're 60 years old. The only thing that matters is who can get the ball into the hole with the least amount of strokes. And so that's what I think is so cool about golf.
And then just finally, the opportunity that you have to attract a younger audience, kids that are watching that have dreams of doing the same thing that you're doing. Do you see yourself in that role as like inspiring that next generation to drive the demo, the target audience to an even younger age?
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool to be in the position that I'm in. I try to represent, there's the people around me, like my parents. I represent them every time I go out on the golf course. But I think it's cool because whenever you're on the PGA Tour, there are so many cameras out there, and there's so many people watching you. You have to understand that, there are going to be people that look up to you and are watching you. And I'm hoping that, because I was inspired by so many other tour players, and I'm hoping that I can inspire a few more.
I know your mom played in the WNBA. How's your jump shot?
Oh man, it's a little rusty right now. Actually, so I took 2 weeks off this past week, and I got to play a little bit as well as pickleball. I'm a big pickleball guy.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Hey, Blades, best of luck to you out here. We'll see you when you come into town. But this year on the tour, man, it's incredible what you're doing, but it's going to be fun to watch.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Just so mature at the age of 18 to be able to handle the pressure of going up against some of the best in the game. Really cool to chat with him. He's going to be a name to watch for sure. All right, coming up on the other side, we bring BK back in. It's time for our fun block. We're going to be playing the percentages. Coming up next.
I like that game. That's the one I usually win.
You always win. Yeah, that's one. Welcome back to the Nod Pod. It is time for our Flum Block. Let's bring in BK, Mr. Fun. All right, so we got playing the percentages, a game that is it's turned into kind of a popular game for our show here, BK. Congrats on that. I think so.
Yeah, all the kids seem to like it. All the fans get a lot of feedback on it.
So much.
Really?
They're like, when are you guys going to do that playing percentages again?
Does it become a party game?
They call it PTP.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow,
they've turned it into a drinking game. It's a whole thing.
PTP with BK.
Great, man. That's awesome. Let's roll the open. There we go.
Oh, yes. That's our favorite AI versions of ourselves.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
When we can't tell one from the other and we wore the same suit.
I've been researching. Well, there's the first question. Let's get to that right now.
We're twins.
What percentage of adult Americans, believe they could safely land a commercial passenger airplane in an emergency if guided by air traffic control?
What percentage believe they can? Okay.
Yes.
I think most Americans are pretty confident. I think.
Yeah, we're a cocky bunch, and we assume that the plane's just going to do all the hard work for us.
Well, they kind of. I think it does. No.
I don't know.
All right.
What do you say, Scott?
I got 75%.
75. I have 10.
10. Wow. The answer is 33%.
Oh.
No, I'm closer.
Chris wins again.
That's a lot of confidence there.
It is.
75%
all the kids hate this game. Like, they tell me, like, don't play that game again.
They're like, we want to see Scott with his outrageous guesses. 75% of people think they can land a plane?
I think
That's
if
wild.
they're talked through it, right?
That's yeah.
Look, hey, let me hang out with the 30%. I want the people that think that they can get it done. Imagine being in there and all you have is the other 70, and you're like, what are we all going to die? Yes, we're all going to die because I'm not capable of paying attention, following directions.
All those 30%ers are going down. They're on the same
They're
plane.
all on the same. And then they fight for who's going to do it.
No, it's my turn. Nah, I'll be co-pilot.
Okay, how about this one?
Yes.
What percentage of men claim they could score at least 1 point in a tennis match against 23-time Grand Slam champion Serena Williams? 1 point.
What percentage of men? Okay.
It is
So
men.
again, probably a confident bunch. They think they could probably hang. I'll tell you what percent could, and that's none. 0%. But I don't know what's their skill level here.
Or you're hoping she makes a mistake.
Yeah.
Faults on a serve twice. I'm gonna
I'm gonna borrow from my co-host here.
What do you say, Scott?
I go 10%. What Chris had last time.
I say that men are cocky, yes, but they're not that stupid. I say 1% think they could score.
Wow. Give it to Scott. 12%.
12, really?
I knew we were that dumb.
Oh my gosh.
1 in 8.
They're gonna land a plane too and score on Serena Williams.
How about that?
At the same time.
Here's the next one.
Yeah, I love this game again.
What percentage of adults openly admit to lying to their dentist about how often they floss?
Oh man. Yeah.
People do that? People lie to their dentist?
I guess
Oh,
so.
for sure.
That's so dishonest.
Yeah.
Your dentist
well,
needs...
it's the flossing question. You know,
Yeah.
I think most people probably are not daily flossers.
I would agree, but how many people will admit that when surveyed?
Yeah.
If you're going to lie to your dentist, you're going to lie to BK when he's
Well,
asking
they're openly admitting to lying, so it's kind of like a double negative there. Yeah.
Openly admitting to lying. I'm honest about my lying.
Yeah, man. Okay.
All right.
What you got?
Let's go high. 78%.
Wow.
I went 40%.
Give it to Scott.
Oh, no. The tables...
27% admit.
Okay.
I think the other 73% lied to
just
me.
don't
They're
admit.
liars.
They
Yeah,
lied to me
don't
doing
admit.
this poll.
I should have
They're
known
lying
that.
to themselves, and we can all see it.
I
'cause
went
they
the
have
wrong
partially
way with that.
admitted.
I should have known if they're lying to their dentist, they're going to lie to us too.
Yeah.
Wow. Scott on a roll now.
Uh-oh.
I think that there's certain things you can lie to your dentist about, okay? And I quite frankly, I think there's sometimes a little bit too in your business, you know?
I think your dentist deserves the full picture of your
They
oral
have
health
it.
information.
They have an X-ray machine.
They can tell.
see-
They can tell how often you're flossing.
They know. No, I'm a good flosser.
Nah.
It's not that. Like,
They're like, that gingivitis looks about 10 years old. He has not had a floss screen touch his gums.
what are you saying?
Oh, his gums are bleeding, and I barely
it
touched
hurts
them.
so bad.
Yeah.
Is that much amount of blood? Is that normal? Is that must be your dental
Flossing
floss.
with
Yeah.
barbed wire again, are we? Okay.
It's so sensitive.
Here we go.
Yeah.
What percentage, and we talked about this, what percentage of, now this is British adults, believe they
Same
could.
question. Do flossing again.
Yeah. With
Oh,
the British
much
adults.
lower.
Right. Yeah.
Could qualify for the 2028 Olympic Games if they just started training today. What percentage of British adults?
Well, I hate to stereotype them, but aren't they a little, I don't know, down on themselves a lot of
Okay,
times?
so negative.
That's not the
there.
right way to say
like
it.
they're not as confident as
They're more
as us
humble.
Americans.
More humble than
Okay,
we
more
are.
grounded.
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably a better way to say it.
Yeah.
British.
You could qualify if they started training today. These are just men, right? Is that what you said?
No, British adults. All
Okay.
of them.
All right,
yeah.
all of them. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna say.
Gosh, I need a win here.
Yeah,
I need to get
I
back
don't
on the
know.
board.
It's
I'm going to
Ken.
go with my honest Brits. They would also admit to not flossing.
That's so funny.
3%?
I got 3% too.
Wow, it's a tie. 27%.
What?
That's really high.
They're cockier than the Americans.
They're Cockney. And they're cocky.
What event do they think maybe they all would train for one very specific event that Brits believe they're good at?
I don't know.
I believe I could do the.
We're going to do croquet.
I'm gonna do the bobsled. I'll be number 2. How hard could it be, mate?
Be a pusher like Scott.
If Scott could be a pusher.
Look at Scotty push. I do a terrible British accent, by the way.
Kinda
Sometimes it
veered
goes
into
Australian.
Australia,
It's like,
yeah.
G'day, mate. You pushing again? Top of the morning to ya.
We don't do much bobsledding down here in Australia. Okay.
All right.
How about this
Apologies.
one? What percentage of American adults genuinely believe that chocolate milk comes from brown cows?
Come on. Can we get a state-by-state printout? Let's see.
I knew some sorority girls that believe this for sure.
No.
Yeah.
Brown cows.
All right.
If it's any higher than this, I'm just really. No.
Well, let's see. 2% is my milk of choice, but I'm going to go 6%.
I'm going 1%.
It is 7%.
Yes.
Holy smokes.
Thank you, idiots. I'm back on the board.
That means that 16.4 million people in this great country believe chocolate milk comes from brown cows.
How now, brown cow?
Yeah.
Can't be.
That's
So
crazy.
that was a tie.
You feed them. What do you feed the cows to get that chocolate quality? You're just shoving
Snicker bars.
straight cocoa beans.
Yeah.
They didn't think out the equation that far. They just said brown cow, chocolate milk.
Man.
Where does strawberry milk come from?
Well, we have
cows.
Yeah.
A strawberry cow.
So there you go. Play the percentages.
Oh, that's it.
I think we ended in a tie, didn't we?
Who won?
We had a 2 and 2 and a tie.
All right. Can we at least see the graphic one more time?
Yeah.
See if
Come on.
Sean O'Neill
See.
can roll that graphic.
Show
one
us
more
our
time.
handsome
Let's just
selves.
see.
put Sean on
We
the-
look like brothers.
Yes. Give
We're
us
just
our.
like- we're like
oh, look at
twins.
that.
Which one's which? I can't even tell.
And the
We're both wearing the same suit.
They both believe they could land a plane. Look at them.
What are we doing with our right hands in this picture? Are we pointing at each other? It's like I'm trying to hold something.
We're doing rock, paper, scissors.
I think I have 3 fingers. Do I only have 3 fingers in that?
You're a 3-toed slot.
It's like it looks like a monkey paw. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. AI is scary enough. Okay, that was good.
Thanks, guys.
Great show. Thank you, BK. Much thanks to our guests this week on the Nod Pod. That would be, of course, the Hall of Famer Ronde Barber. Yep. Get out to the Valspar and enjoy some good golf here coming up. Get your tickets now before it's too late. And then you can catch Blades Brown. That's who I'd be following on the course.
Yes.
I catch a little Brooks Koepka. I catch a little Victor Hovland. And then I'm going to hang out with Blades Brown because I'm going to say I was there when he was 18 and he was tearing it up at the Valspar. And look at him now. He's got 15 green jackets. All right, very good. And much thanks to our crew here at Nod Pod headquarters. We got Rochelle over here on the jib. We got Chris with a K. No, is it Sean? Sean
with a K?
Sean is directing.
Sean is directing.
Okay.
I should have known.
Much thanks to Sean. I thought the show
a little
felt
cleaner.
a little different.
Yeah.
Chris said it.
No,
Chris with a C said it, Chris. Come get him.
I love you, Chris.
All right. I'm Scott. Until the next time we're on, there are no off days.
Is Ron on audio? We don't know.
Roll Ron! Ron on audio.
Okay.